Hi, I'm Pat. Welcome to my Elegoo with You journey. You may be wondering why I'm an avatar. I am an in real life person, but I'm kind of shy about being on the camera, and videotaping in my home space felt a little intimidating as well. So I created this world. I even made an Elegoo shirt. I wanted to bring my story to you, but in a place that I felt comfortable. I've been trying to get into 3D printing for quite a while now, but I was intimidated by being able to use it. I've actually bought several 3D printers. Some are still sitting here with dust, and other ones I've given away to friends. But I was just intimidated. There were so many things to learn, and I just never got it. Then I got invited to go on this Elegoo with Her journey. At the beginning of this project, we met each other. We were told what our schedule was going to be, but we didn't get our 3D printers right away. So I had a lot of time to get excited for finally finding mine. And then when it finally arrived on my front porch, I couldn't wait. I unboxed it right away. I'd gotten a $5 table off of Marketplace. I put a cement paver on top of it, and then I just decided to start. And it was easy as that. The setup instructions were so simple, and I was printing within 30 minutes out of it being out of the box. I spent a lot of time in this project sitting right here in this chair. First, there were the amazing workshops, being able to meet with people that I have admired and followed on Instagram and LinkedIn for years. And then the information that they gave us, it was incredible. In addition, one of our members actually created a Discord so that we could talk with one another and share our resources and information. Having that community of women going through the same journey that I was going through was priceless. I think that's the reason I was finally able to succeed with 3D printing this time. So my first few weeks were spent here learning how to create the files that I wanted to create. I'd already done my test prints. I'd done some prints to make it easier to do the 3D printing, but I hadn't actually worked on my project because I had to learn the tools. Even though it was really simple to get started, I still made mistakes. Kept on forgetting to load the filament or pressing start, kept on making those small mistakes. But I would learn, I wouldn't make that mistake again. And I still felt like I was progressing every single time. I went to the thrift shop because you can reuse things that are going to go to the landfill anyway. And you can learn a lot of stuff without buying new. I needed to put things on these shirts that I had thrifted. So the first thing I thought of was some sequins. Kaizen 3D did some prints and they sparkled like sequins. I was like, I can do that. So that was my first me-made file, sequins that are scattered across tulle to make them look like the Miu Miu and jewels coming down off of the shoulders. I loved the way it turned out. Yeah, there were some mistakes made, but I'm learning. I learned what type of fabric works best when you're going to be printing on it. I learned about the spacing. I learned about the difference in proportions from one program to the next. It's not always going to be the same size unless you're very careful. But I succeeded. And so I finally printed something in not my junk PLA, but the beautiful gold that Elegoo had given me. My second look, I got the white shirt with rolled up sleeves. I created a crow mandala. First, I went into ChatGPT and created the file. Then I put that into Paint to remove the background and do some minor editing. I put that into Inkscape so that I could create it a bitmap to an SVG. And I put that into Rhino so that I could create it into an STL. Then I brought that into a slicer and I was able to print it. And I was printing it on fabric. When I brought it out, my heart sank. I was so excited. My third look, I'm going just a little bit edgy. I got this cropped American Eagle red flannel plaid, and it had a gray hoodie on it. I finally pulled out the TPU, my first print with TPU, and I was going all in. I went and got some dye sublimation paper from my local makerspace. It's the library. They gave it to me for free. I printed it up in red plaid. I created a skull STL doing the same thing. go to ChatGPT until I get the figure that I want, take it into Paint, take it into Inkscape. This time I used Blender because they had the 3D print tool that I could use. I took that, I printed it on top of the dye sublimation paper, which I had taped down to the bed, and put that onto fabric. When I peeled it off, it was gorgeous. I had to do a little post-processing because paper kind of sticks to it. It turned out so cute, and it was flexible. I mirrored that so I could have one on either side of the hood. Oh my goodness, it turned out so cute. When my daughter showed the finished look to her friend immediately offered to buy it. I did the 3 looks that I wanted, and I had set up for a photo shoot at the Seattle Public Library, which has a floor that's called the red floor. Everything in there, floors, walls, and ceilings, is red, 14 different shades of it. And we did an amazing photo shoot there. I can't wait to show you the pictures. My daughter is amazing. She's so generous, and I'm so thrilled with how all the looks went out. I won't say this whole journey was easy, but the wonderful support that the Elegoo team gave us and the consideration and knowledge that we got from our mentors and our fellow members on this journey were incredible. And I cannot wait to see what I do next. I've been wanting to do that harness for years now. I know where I want to go. And I think that's one reason why I didn't get as far as I wanted, because it's really important to me. That means I won't stop. But I'm taking my time so I can get exactly what I want. I so enjoyed this Elegoo with Her journey,